It's time to start. It's 10 o'clock. And first I will introduce myself. Sometimes I forget that. My name is Maria Ölund, and I'm the project manager of the Focali Research Network. That is the foundation for what we do. And I'm also managing the collaboration between the two sister networks, SIANI, that were here yesterday and having their annual meeting, and Manager Focali in the back, and many from the SIANI team here as well. So I'm managing the collaboration as well between Focali and SIANI. And now it's your time to introduce yourself. So if all you say or no, we'll not take it at the same time, but I hope that you during the day really meet each other and greet people that you don't yet know and mix around by the tables as well so that you meet new people. But we'll make a kind of old-fashioned Mentimeter, so you will raise your hands if you feel that you are in this category, like at a wedding. So if you belong to the family of the researchers, you can raise your hand. If you have ever been, you don't have to be active now. Okay, so there's a few researchers. Yes, we are a research network in the foundation. And then some, of course, have moved on to other positions in other sectors. So then raise your hand if you feel that you're in another sector than research right now. So there are some. And some categories, the public sector, government authorities, government agencies, organizations, Swedish Development Corporation. Yeah, a few hands. If you feel that you belong to the civil society organizations. Yes, welcome. Private and financial sector. Funding agencies. So a little bit weaker there. And last but not least, we also have some of us belonging to the category of more sort of mykorrhiza or bridge builders that are working to hold the fabric together, networks, programs, collaborations of different forms. Yay! Very important. And you can be both a researcher and a bridge builder. And we also have some important people working with outreach and communication. Yes, I think many of us do, and many of us have different hats. So you are all warmly welcome to this Focali annual meeting 25. We've also written that it's the 15th anniversary. It's not really true. We're more 16 now. Last year was supposed to be the 15th year anniversary, so you haven't missed a 24 meeting. We postponed it. There was 3 COPs, there was conferences, there was a lot of other things and strategic development, so we pushed the annual meeting into this year. But we will still celebrate. But I know some of you, you can also raise your hands if you were at the 10th year anniversary at the Världskulturmuseet in Gothenburg, and had a great day, parallel session of speak talks. We had a Brazilian band, we had a dinner, they had the museum for ourselves, and we had dancing. So you might have some high expectations when we say that there's an anniversary. But wait until the end of the day. We never know if there's going to be dancing, Rosa, right? I think that was the first quote I heard from you, like about Focali, that it has a special vibe. You can even like get you up on the dance floor. So we will see by the end of the day. But I think today we will have a more modest celebration, and the best way to celebrate in these times, I think, is really just to come together, to discuss and see how we can contribute to more sustainable and just pathways ahead. Before I open up, I also would like to say a few short words about Focali. Not all of you know us, and we also look a bit different now. There's a lot going on, both sort of our face, but also on the inside, to strengthen the network and develop it. So I always wanted like one image to explain what Focali is. And then last year we developed this as the new logo. The old one was from 2008. It was a bit greenish and old, focali.se. So we thought it's time for some renewal. So if you look at this image, what do you see? Yeah. But what you see also depends on your perspectives and where you are in this landscape. You see that it's entwined themes. Yes, that's what we're doing. But do you see a cloud? Do you see a river? Do you see a path? Yeah? So you can see different things here. So we all have different views on this landscape. So on one level, yes, we're connecting intertwined themes and challenges in this landscape across disciplines and sectors. But on a sort of a bit deeper level, this symbol also represents both the shape and the lines, the diversity of perspectives, knowledges, voices, and paths in this landscape. And that's why we need to come together in broad dialogues, knowledge sharing, learning, relearning, and collaborations. I will not share more about Focali because there are others that do it much better than me. We'll now listen to a few Focali members and partners.
Focali is a research network, so it brings together researchers from all over Sweden working with issues related to forests, climate, livelihood, biodiversity. It aims to be a sort of a bridge between the scientific community and policymakers, practitioners, and civil society.
So Focali is a network that has been around for almost 15 years, gathering researchers and also civil society in Sweden and also around to some extent, making sure that we're connected to policy processes in Europe and in Sweden, but also making sure that we're connected to stakeholders in tropical countries.
For me and my work, which is policy based on sound research, it's important to have this type of interdisciplinary grounding in order to make good policy decisions and positions.
Focali has a very significant role in this because Focali is a network that brings together researchers in the environment, climate and biodiversity discipline to come together to exchange, share knowledge and experience on the different issues, topics and challenges in their research work and how this can influence policy and the practice on the ground. Find better solutions on how to address global environmental problems or challenges.
We need to combine climate, forest, and food because these issues at their essence are interconnected. Food systems affect planetary health as well as human health. So the more that we look beyond our disciplinary silos and start addressing these issues holistically, the more effective our solutions are going to be.
If we can only focus on one aspect, we'll be losing out on other aspects that are equally important. For instance, I'll give an example why we focus on rainforest but link it with other aspects is that we know that for forests to flourish, it needs stewardship from human beings as well as policymakers. But at the same time, we also know that forests provide this habitat as well as rainfall to agriculture, and for it to sustain these agricultural systems as well as habitat for animals, it requires also that the forest itself is remain intact, and the best way to remain intact is to look at how it is interconnected and what forces are coming outside to affect the forest's resilience.
Too often we think of forests just as carbon stocks, and forests are so much more than that. Not just to us here, but to people on the ground who live inside the forest, but to us in so many other different ways. We eat products that come from the forest. We benefit from its ecosystem services in so many ways, all the way from climate regulation to the cultural services that we benefit from, that we should value it more.
Everything is connected, and we can't achieve the goals of one of those without working intentionally towards those same goals in other processes.
Focali is important because it can help amplify our voices, especially as researchers who sometimes don't always know how best to communicate our findings, especially when there are issues that are nuanced or cross multiple disciplines. We need some help sometimes with finding the right people to communicate to and the right ways to communicate to them.
Focali has a very critical role to play. They're doing a good job in bringing us together to look at what is happening and what are we doing and how can we do it better.
So thank you. I think it's great. And thanks to Enno and all those that made this video possible during the 23 meeting. So I will go to the next. Sorry for that. YouTube. So that was about Focali. But as said in the beginning, we are in close collaboration with the SIANI team, with other partners, and organizing a lot of different things. And this image is from the Focali 10th anniversary in Gothenburg, where we shared the River of Life, how Focali started as there are some streams in the beginning, but we will not sort of continue and pick up everyone along this journey, but we will look ahead in the afternoon and discuss some new work streams that can lead to more rivers in the future.